Welcome back to the KOM Morning News on Fox 14. Special guest in the studio, Keely Adams. She is the academic advisor at NEO A&M in Miami. Keely, thank you so much for your time. If she looks familiar, and that's because we have done interviews with Keely in the past, just had to do it via Zoom.
Yeah, right.
But things have changed with the NEO Craft Fair, and things have changed for the better because if I remember right, last year you had it.
We had the event, yes.
But it was scaled back.
We scaled it back, allowed for social distancing, still wanted to have the event for the community and for our vendors, but we are back full scale this year.
So let's talk, what does full scale look like as far as, number one, the anticipation, especially from the vendors?
Yes.
Now that you're able to have more people out and about. Number one, the vendors, but number two, what it means for the community.
Well, for us, as far as full scale goes, we have 50 vendors from across the four-state area this year.
I want to repeat that. 50. 50.
Yes, 50.
My goodness.
Yes, and something else exciting too that we've never had before is the Miami Animal Alliance.
Yes.
Is going to be there set up outside for dog adoption. So we're excited to welcome them and to have that opportunity to hopefully find some homes for some animals this
weekend. You've got these great homemade crafts coming up. And once again, this is the NEO Student Activity Center this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Free. I want to read it, free and open to the public. Now, so before I go in and I look at these marvelous works of art made by these four-state artists, do you know the particulars about the dog adoption, how this is going to work?
I know that they'll be set up. I don't know if those adoptions are sponsored yet or the particular cost, but they will be set up right outside the Student Activity Center. Weather should be nice for that day, I think.
Weather's going to be fine on Saturday, yes.
Yes.
No weather worries whatsoever. Now that you're able to host more vendors and have more people come in, talking to your vendors, maybe some that were fortunate enough to get in the scale down, maybe some that were left out and are making a return.
Right.
What has been their attitude toward this year's craft fair?
Excitement. I think we've had, it was a little bit of a slow start, but here in the last month or so, we've had just vendors messaging on us on our Facebook page, calling, emailing. We've had a lot of people really excited about the event. I think with spring, people are excited to get out and have opportunity to go to these types of events, whether they're participants such as a vendor or they're someone from the community just wanting to check out the event.
And for those of you that are not familiar, the NEO Craft Fair is in its 10th year. And once again, Saturday, 10 to 3 at the Student Activity Center, and it is free and open to everybody. But 10 years, Keely, what has made this a success in the fact that, I mean, you can give anything a try for a year,
right,
and say, oh, okay, we tried that, it didn't work, let's try. But if something goes for a decade, that shows that people look forward to it. What's the driving force?
I think there's something to be said on this side of the participants, but also for us as the individuals who are hosting it. For the participants, we try really hard to find a great mix of homemade crafts, but also things that are manufactured already, which people are excited to see as well. I also think for us, we know on the back end of it how much it does to support students with the funds that are raised from the event. So that's a driving factor for us as we continue to work on the event.
Now, I want to kind of backtrack a little. So you keep on saying us.
Us, yes.
People may not, and that's okay. People may not be familiar with the US organization and the driving forces behind it and how important it is to the students at NEO. So who is us?
The US is NEO Women and Friends, which is an organization that was started on campus about 12 years ago with the idea to not only have a group that supports employees across campus, but most importantly to support our students. And that's through an endowed scholarship. And those funds were raised through the NEO Craft Fair primarily. So they have an endowed scholarship. They have built an outdoor classroom on campus that our students use and our faculty like to use on beautiful days outside. And we also help support the NEO Honors Program now and provide different opportunities for students that they may not otherwise have the chance to do.
And that is absolutely amazing in the fact that 12 years through donations and through the craft fair that you've already established an endowed scholarship. Some people will work 20, 30 years to make something like that happen. You guys were able to accomplish it, in less than the 12 years. Speaking of the Women and Friends, and the Honors College.
Yes.
You have something very exciting that's happening. You're the academic advisor of the Honors Program, and you have a little first of its kind coming up, I understand.
We do, yes. So something exciting that we're doing this spring is we are studying abroad. That's not the first time that NEO has necessarily taken a study abroad trip, but for the Honors Program specifically, which we're in our 5th year currently, we're taking our first trip this spring to Italy and Greece. And we were able to make that trip happen through funds that were raised through the NEO Craft Fair from a lot of area donors from our foundation board. They helped us raise the funds so that we could stipend 7 students to go on that trip.
What does that mean from a recruiting standpoint for the Honors College to open this up and let prospective students, especially 4-state high school students, know that this is now going to be an option?
For me, you know, in my experience speaking to students, a lot of times they hear the word honors and it seems a little intimidating. But what I always want to share with students and stress, especially to parents as well as they're usually the ones interested for their students, is that this is all about providing opportunities to students. So by being involved in the Honors Program, what can you do differently that you may not be able to do if you were not a member? You know, different cultural experiences, classrooms that really engage in critical thinking and deep discussion. It's all about those types of opportunities. And so for us, as we can continue to provide those with opportunities such as study abroad, I think that will help us further recruit students to the program.
And so remember, if you want to come out Saturday, you're not only supporting NEO, those students in that honors program, but also too probably going to beautify the house or the yard in some form or fashion when you walk out of there, because you're definitely going to want to check out. We have such amazing artists in the 4 states.
Oh, we have everything. Yes, we have woodworking, we have homemade fishing lures this year, we have homemade soaps, baskets, jewelry, anything you can imagine, we have it there.
Okay, I'm going to throw up the information. You walk us through one more time, all the particulars.
Okay, so it's this Saturday at the NEO Activity Center, which is just north of it's just south of our football field on campus. It's open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and we really want to stress that it is free. There is no cost for admission. Come in, roam around. We'll be glad to have you.
Keely, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
You've given us a wealth of information.
I appreciate
it.
And
congratulations on the study abroad trip with the honors program.
Thank you. We're
That's
really
just
excited.
Tremendous news. I love that. All right, we'll be back with more, and you can find this interview on KOMNewsNow.com, and so you can find all that information as well, and we'll be back with more KOM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this.